Hello, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Ben Gagan, and I'm the founder of the HR Wisdom Resources site, which provides valuable information on how to find and keep good employees. Today, we're going to look at how your organisation can benefit simultaneously from the global financial meltdown and the global skills shortage. In a national business survey conducted not so long ago, more than 2/3 of companies said that they'd been affected by skill shortages over the past 12 months. There have been many examples of organisations suffering as a direct result of the global skills shortage. A major engineering firm kept losing its people to the multinationals because they share the same skill sets and the multinationals offer a lot of cash. A service company had to put up with painful people on staff because they were worried that there was no one to replace these people. The growth of a national food company slowed down significantly simply because the managers were working huge hours trying to cope without enough good staff. A logistics business lost many of its good employees while the bad ones stayed. A transport company sent one of its drivers on a delivery run from the city out to a mining region. The receiving company poached the driver as soon as he arrived. There are so many stories of organisations suffering from the global skill shortage, and the same set of frustrations crop up time and time again. We can't find good people, we can't attract good people, we can't keep our good people, we want more from our employees. Recently, however, trillions of dollars have been wiped from the global share markets, and the world's leading economies of the United States, Europe and Japan have taken a battering. This has affected state and territory economies throughout Australia. Has the financial meltdown brought about the end of the skills shortage in Australia, or are there other factors at play? What does it mean for your business or organisation? I recently asked resources industry expert Greg Preston, Managing Director of Theseus Project Services, about this.
Things have definitely slowed down, but whilst the market has seen a slight easing of pressure in some sectors of the market, there is still a lack of good quality people with the right skills and experience. Regardless of the financial crisis, the resources-driven economies of Western Australia and Queensland are still looking at a net deficit of skilled professionals. What's changed recently is the urgency of finding those people. If you're a cash-positive company with a good story to tell and a solid track record, it's going to be slightly easier for you to find good people now than it was a few months ago. So now would be a good time to lock in your current employees who are high performers, and now would also be a good time to try and target some of those employees that you might want for future projects and future operations. So it's not all bad for the employment market. Now might be a good time to strategically look for skills that you may not have been able to secure over the last 2 or 3 years.
So, if the short term sees an easing of the labour market, but still with reduced quality and quantity of workers, what about over the horizon? Has the financial meltdown brought about the end of the skills shortage in Australia, or are there other factors at play? In a recent interview with Greg Kinnaird, Managing Director of the Australasian Management Centre, Greg described what's currently happening to the Australian workforce. Here's an extract.
Think of a traffic light. You'll see it's colour-coded into red, amber and green. So red is really representing danger. So you'll see the term there, boomers and builders. These are people that are 44 years and above. So consider your workplace at the moment. Could it be that these people are going to exit? Now, if you look at the percentage, they make up roughly about 43% of the workplace at the moment. If we go forward in time, from 2008 to 2018, majority of these people will be exiting.
Later on, you'll get free access to the full interview with Greg Kinnaird. With the media's almost panic-stricken focus on the global financial meltdown and other disasters, it is easy for organisations to assume the worst and wait for the sky to fall in. However, proactive organisations tend to take a different view and look for the silver lining, and try to turn the meltdown and skill shortage into a competitive advantage by planning ahead. Remember earlier when you saw the results from a national business survey which said that the 2/3 of the organisations surveyed were being affected by skill shortages? This was backed up by a recent report from the Australian Human Resources Institute. But of more interest in the ARI report was the fact that only 37% of organisations had a plan to attack employee retention problems. This suggests a poor likelihood for many organisations to make much progress in this area. These results provide you and your organisation with a real opportunity. If you can put a comprehensive employee attraction and retention plan in place, you can get the jump on the 63% of organisations which are doing nothing to protect their biggest asset. This will become a huge advantage when the market turns back around and the skill shortage rears its ugly head again, because everyone will be facing the following issues. Financial meltdown or not, there's still only a limited pool of candidates in Australia. The multinational mining resources companies continue to snap up the good people with offers of big dollars. Countries like India, the Philippines and the UK have been full of Australian and international organisations desperately recruiting skilled people. Overseas recruitment can be a great solution, but it can be a slow and surprisingly competitive process. Ever worked out all the direct and indirect costs associated with finding and hiring just one person? Don't forget to include your hourly rate, plus the hourly rate of all interviewers, reference checkers, reception staff, people inducting and training the person, etc. There may also be overtime costs for people covering the vacancy, advertising costs, and other expenses such as recruitment agency fees. Smart recruitment involves effort, so last-minute recruitment decisions will lead to shoddy employment marketing and hiring mistakes. Organisations that fail to plan ahead should be prepared to manage excessive employee absenteeism, poor quality, attitude problems, key staff walking out at crucial moments, low morale, bad customer service, workplace injuries, cost blowouts and more. To summarise and answer the question how to benefit from the global financial meltdown and the global skill shortage, let's look at things in a different way. When is the best time to buy blue chip shares? When share prices are sky high or when they've already plummeted? When is the best time to drive down the main highway? In peak hour or on a quiet Sunday morning? When is the best time to buy a house? When there's a booming property market or when prices have flattened out? So, when is the best time to put together your plan to find and keep good employees? Make no mistake, the global skill shortage has faded from view, but it hasn't gone away. Many employers don't do anything about planning for a skill shortage and then complain when the labour market overheats and they then can't find and keep good people. You now have a rare opportunity to use the breathing space created by the global financial meltdown. Use this opportunity to set up your plan and systems for when the skill shortage reappears. By doing so, you'll be one step ahead of all those businesses and organisations competing for the people you need. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back soon with some more valuable information on where the labour market is going and on how to take advantage of the financial meltdown and the global skill shortage. If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. You can email me directly at bengagan@hrwisdom.com.au. Also, you are more than welcome to share the contents of today's presentation. Just send the person through to www.hrwisdom.com.au so that they can get access to this presentation and also to other great free resources coming down the line. Thanks again.